Hi, I'm Rüdiger Dorn. I'm part of Microsoft. I'm actually a headquarter employee, part of the CTO office in Seattle. My job is Cloud Director for Europe, Middle East and Africa, which means that I lead the cloud strategy for Microsoft into public sector. And I'm really delighted that we're here in Brussels today in our beautiful Executive Briefing Center hosting the 7th CloudScape conference. Microsoft has been part of the CloudScape organization committee over the years. And this year I'm particularly excited because we are able to participate in two very important aspects of the cloud, one being law enforcement and such data privacy, and cloud security. These two pillars are part of a broader initiative that we as Microsoft have been running for the last 12 to 15 months that we call the Microsoft Trusted Cloud Initiative. It all stemmed from the recent events where we saw that customers would have doubts in data security and data privacy, where governments were accused of sniffing into cloud data. So we really wanted to step up in order to improve the trust and improve the confidence of our customers into the Microsoft Cloud services so that they would ultimately be able to justify a purchase and a usage decision to their internal and external stakeholders. So the Trusted Cloud Initiative breaks down into four very important pillars. The first one is really about cybersecurity. Cybersecurity has become critical over the last couple of years. It's not an IT issue anymore. It has come to the top of the concern for CEOs, for policymakers, for politicians, because ultimately the health and the future of a business can be compromised, the security and stability of a country can be compromised, and as such, cloud computing and cybersecurity are two components that really need to go very, very well together. From a Microsoft perspective, we take this extremely serious, as I said, so we look into end-to-end encryption of all data that goes into our services. We look into the highest, most physical and network security of our data centers. We look at the best possible resilience of our services, be it through running multiple instances, through geo-dispersed availability of data centers, and of course, through 24/7 monitoring of our networks, of our machines, of our data center operations. Beyond that, I would really like to highlight one significant investment that Microsoft has made around what we call the Digital Crimes Unit, a specific department that fights cybercrime. So we have a specific group of people that will constantly look at the internet to find out child exploitation and other digital crimes, where they then can collaborate with law enforcement agencies and government around the world to actually bring those criminals down and get them into jail. Also, the Digital Crimes Unit is a partner to customers, is a partner to institutions like the European Union to share threat information, to share information on who may actually try to intrude cloud systems, whether it's the Microsoft cloud or whether it's a private cloud or whether it's any cloud by a service provider, where we may see some attack vectors and gain additional knowledge about those cyber criminals and develop strategy how to effectively battle against them. So as such, cloud computing is changing the position of Microsoft in that traditional vendor-buyer relationship into much more a strategic partner role, where we believe that we have to put in investment and we're committed to make that investment for the business success of our customers and the long-term success of our public sector entities we collaborate with. So we see ourselves moving away from simply being a licensed provider into that strategic partner. As such, the other big component is, of course, that we are obliged to deal with the other pillars of Trusted Cloud, which are data privacy, i.e. the work we do with the Article 29 working group here in Europe, the work that we do with all the data protection authorities. It is about the compliance work, the certification work, where we collaborate in ISO institutions, where we support ISO 27018 as the next upcoming standard for data center operations, for data privacy around cloud computing, where we are really committed to open standards and to certifications to help and accelerate cloud adoption. So the second pillar of the Trusted Cloud Initiative is around privacy. So this involves all the activities that we do to make sure that customer data in the Microsoft Cloud is kept confidential, is kept secure, and will not be handed over to any third party. It will not be tapped into by Microsoft for any market research or for any reuse. And we also collaborate with the data protection authorities, both on a national level as well as on a European level here through the Article 29 working group, to ensure that we get the recommendation and acceptance and the trust by those entities that we then can use and bring to our customers so that they can sign up to our cloud services. This would not be possible without certifications and compliance. And here I would like to really call out the work that we have been doing around ISO 27018, the upcoming next ISO standard for data privacy and cloud operations. We've been part of the working group, and we are amongst the first cloud providers worldwide who really certify against this upcoming standard. So already our customers can obtain an audit report where we actually assess our own operations against the ISO standard and see how we already now fully live up to the upcoming ISO 27018 standard. And as part of this all, of course, leads into this whole area of interoperability. How do I get my data back out of the cloud? How do I bring systems that are non-Microsoft systems into a bigger environment where Microsoft is one part of? And here I would really call out a couple of key activities we have done over the last months and years, starting off with interoperability on platform level on Microsoft Azure. You can bring your Linux machines into Azure. You can run Oracle on Microsoft Azure. You can run SAP on Microsoft Azure. So we are working very hard with our partners as well as our competitors to make sure that there is interoperability of systems and that we fully embrace all the developers that exist out in the market. So the open source community is a particular concern to us. And instead of ignoring them and then have to come back to them and convince them over to Microsoft, we are really taking now a very proactive, open approach in inviting them onto our platform. So we collaborate with OpenStack, we collaborate with Python, we collaborate with all these OpenStack components in order to be able to build the best systems for our customers that may not only exist in an entire Microsoft stack, but where customers can mix and match based on their past investments and on their specific IT strategy forward. What I really would love to invite everybody here to is this beautiful facility, which is the Executive Briefing Center here in Brussels, where we can give you demos, where we have the latest set of hardware, where we have showcases of all the innovation that Microsoft brings to the market. And I hope that we can get into a more detailed conversation around cloud security, around privacy, around interoperability, and all the other aspects that are really critical to the successful cloud adoption in the future.